All right, first and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. Right? May the Heavenly Father, love and mercy truly endure forever for Israel. It's your brother Yeremia, here to do another Feed the Flock, do another sit down. You know, me being a black man, or even our Hispanic brothers, right, brothers and sisters. Should I celebrate the 4th of July? Right. Me and the brothers, we was just at the protest for George Floyd in Philadelphia, um, down there by the art museum, right, and it was maybe 80 to 85% heathens down there, if not even more. So like like they reverence this stuff, like they reverence you know us feeling that we care about them, coming down and supporting us and all this and that. But if you really care, you would give up what you stole, because your ancestors only obtained it through thievery, right? You wouldn't teach false doctrine, false history, and all these classes that you tell us to go to, and that we won't be nothing in the society, right? Unless we have your indoctrination, right? You will actually teach true history, but in reality, you don't care, right? But let's go into 4th of July. Um, when was the 4th of July started? So let's go there. Um, on July 8th, 1776, the first public readings of the Declaration was held in Philadelphia Independence Square. Right, it was held right in Philadelphia. So a lot of you so-called real niggas, in Philly, yeah, I mean, like, understand about the city that you rep so hard, right? The blocks that you rep so hard that you came from. Understand about the history of this city, right? I mean, was held in Philadelphia's Independence Square to ring in the rain of bells and band music. So, like, it's not new. You bring out the boombox, you bring out the speakers, you doing the electric slide, what I'm saying, the line dance, all that. Yeah, I mean, all this is not nothing new. Like, I mean, like, not to say that we didn't dance or anything like that or celebrate, but it's not new for you to be doing this on, yeah, I mean, so-called white man's holiday. Like, it's not that you are starting a new trend. Like, this was already done back then. Um, um, the reign of bells and band music. 1 year later, July 4th, 1777, Philadelphia marked Independence Day by adjourning Congress and celebrating with bonfires and bells and fireworks. So y'all going around shooting fireworks. I'm coming back, from doing the work with brothers. I'm coming back. I'm seeing elders, you know, sending off fireworks, you know. Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, I mean, it's better an elder do it than the kids, but you know, instead of trying to teach them about the history of 4th of July, instead of trying to teach them about their history, like you just popping off fireworks, like you just popping off fireworks, like, and you're not teaching the kids anything about history just so they can see something explode, which is, highly dangerous, that could, yeah, I mean, one could leak off or, shoot off a wrong way, hit them or anything like that. Like, we seen so much reports of fireworks and what they've been doing to our people. I mean, backfiring and everything. I mean, and elders is hit spearing, yeah, I mean, to help lead us in to celebrating holidays that we have no part in celebrating. I mean, and why? Because we don't really know who we are. Like, we don't know who we are, so by default, we celebrate any and everything that the nations around us celebrate because we don't know our true history, right? We don't know about first fruits. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know about, the past. So we don't know about our history. So we celebrate the history of our enemies that surround us. Um, yeah, let me go here. What was America celebrating independent? Being independent from, like, what were they celebrating getting their independence from? What were they celebrating from? From the British, right? They were celebrating it from being bullied by other white people, right? Or having a white on white crime, which is funny because they say to us, hey, y'all want to cry, march, shed tears and all this stuff, stomp and cry when a cop or a white man kills, a black or Hispanic man, but y'all kill each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all kill each other all the time. And, how about y'all start there? You even have our own people saying this. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, when I was with the brothers, like we said on the other video, you know, a black man harms a Hispanic man, or a Hispanic man harms a Hispanic man, or vice versa, like, that's what you would call a civil crime, or an in-house problem, right? You can't compare that to another nation, another race coming to you and harming your kids, harming your family. Everybody in the world, at least back then, not so much now, because like pretty much this world has been indoctrinated, understood that if another nation or another race attacks you, that this is an act of war. Like, they this means that they want to start war. But black people, we don't understand that, because we done joint hands so much with our oppressors that if 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 something's wrong with them, then something's wrong with us, right? So, like, they go around and say, black on black crime. I mean, how about y'all settle that first? And they kind of mock and ridicule us for black on black crime. But then, I mean, we help them get their independence, from the British, right? We was in the army. Yeah, I mean, trying to choose the lesser of two evils, right? So to say. I mean, this is what our people do. I mean, like, we help joint their army, help joint hands with them, you know, hoping for our freedom, which we didn't even obtain in that year, if you want to go with that logic. So, like, that's what they were celebrating their independence from the tyranny and being oppressed by other white people, or white on white crime. You know what I mean? And they were celebrating being liberated from that, right? Which have nothing to do with you Negroes and Hispanics. It has nothing to do with you, right? Let me go here. Matter of fact, the Book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And these are his ways, right? His ways is these holidays, right? That our people love, and and we can't wait to fellowship in, right? It's funny because you want to march, stomp, cry, yeah, I mean, 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, and then 3 weeks later, you want to go and you want to put burgers, you want to put hot dogs, yeah, I mean, pork chops all on the grill. Yeah, I mean, barbecue sauce. Yeah, I mean, slather it up real quick. Yeah, I mean, and go chowing down. Yeah, I mean, but then you want to hold up your fist and say Black Power, but you're celebrating your oppressor holidays. Why? Because you envy your oppressor, and you choose his ways because you don't know your ways. And this is why the Lord has brothers out here to help teach our people of their old ways, so they can seek the old ways, right? The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. So if you a simple brother, like, you gonna take whatever's given to you, right? Yeah, I mean, Big Mama was celebrating 4th of July, right? Yeah, I mean, Mom Dukes was celebrating 4th of July, right? Pops was celebrating 4th of July. So why the hell can't I, right? And a lot of you fathers and mothers, like, You know what I mean? Y'all children, you know what I mean, some of them is gonna start having a spirit on them to start questioning what y'all doing, right? And y'all not gonna have no good answers, right? They're gonna start questioning you, saying, "Hey mom, hey pops, like, why am I celebrating this? Right? Why am I celebrating the 4th of July? Like, why am I celebrating Christmas? Like, why are we celebrating these holidays?" I mean, they're gonna start asking you questions that you can't answer. You know what I mean? And you're gonna look confounded, at your little one. You know what I mean? Because the truth is going to be spoken through the mouth of babes, right? Um, right. And what was the state of black people, right, in 1777, right? On the first um Independence Day. What was the state of black and Hispanic men? They were slaves, right? That's what you were, right? You were a slave. So how can your ancestors be slaves on a holiday when it first started, but now you, what, what's that, 209, what, 200, 230, or close to 230 or 220 something years later, you're celebrating the same holiday that your ancestors was enslaved to. And that's only what, 230? That's only what, two or two and a half generations? I mean, so 2.5 generations ago, your ancestors was working in the field. Like they was picking cotton in the cotton fields. They was doing hard, rigorous labor, right? Yeah, I mean, and 2.5 generations later, you know, you're celebrating and dancing and chuck. And listen, it don't matter if it ain't a white person on your block, right? It doesn't matter that you're not celebrating with them. It doesn't matter. Like you're doing it based upon them doing it, right? And you know that you can cook out during the third. You know you can cook out during the fifth, during the eighth. You know what I mean? But you want to do it then, right? It ain't about, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the day I got off. I'm not doing it for these reasons. Like, listen, this is why this virus thing is going around. I mean, basically, almost all of us is off, right? So, I mean, like, that's not a viable excuse that there are people want to use. You know what I'm saying? And really what it is, when you look it up, these holidays, like y'all love it. I mean, because going back to what I was saying before, like y'all don't know your own, days that y'all should celebrate. So this is why you celebrate their holidays, right? And what does holiday mean? Like holiday means about a like a party, or well, really a festival time, right? That's what about celebrating. And this is why most holidays, you get off, work. And this is why even some of our ancestors loved it, because they didn't have to do physical labor. They were given a bye day. Yeah, I mean, to do to not do physical labor because of their oppressor holiday. Now, really, what does holiday mean um when you go into the origin, right? So, when you go into the origin, get it? See that? When you go into the origin of holiday, you see that? What does it mean? It means holy day, right? So really, to you blacks and Hispanics, this is a holy day to y'all. Like this is a day set apart where y'all can't wait to put, to put meat on the grill, to put sauce on it, to unwrap presents, to shoot y'all gun in the air. And none of this is new. Like they was doing this then, your oppressors. Like it's not that y'all want to keep thinking, like Jake always want to think that he doing something, that he an original, right? I'm an original person. I'm doing this first, right? You shooting a gun in the air to celebrate the 4th of July, the so-called New Year's, all this. That's not nothing new, cuz like y'all act like y'all want to act like, yo, I'm doing something that ain't nobody did before. Like I'm rocking something new, ain't nobody never rocked before. Like you ain't doing nothing new, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You only doing what your oppressor wants you to do, right? And that's why the Bible said, choose none of their ways. I mean, and to be quite honest, like we got to get on these older people, right? These so-called elders, right? You got um females, wanting to put purple and red and blue, all in their hair. They like 50, 60 years old, right? Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not, all right, if you gonna put weave or extensions in your hair, at least let it be of your own, natural color. Like, at least let it be black or brown. Like, what are you doing putting Skittles in your hair, right? Taste the rainbow, right? So, like, I mean, a lot of times our people is going astray because of these elders, right? They're leading us astray. You know what I mean? And they just don't really care. And you can't even tell them anything, because that's what they say. The older you get, the more stuck in your ways that you get, right? And this is why the Lord got to use younger people now these days. You know what I mean? Like, from me going to different states, I'm seeing, younger brothers in our camp, like, in their 20s, and in my camp, in my city, in the 20, seeing the brother from Ohio. It's like 20 brothers from Memphis. Yeah, I mean, like 19, 20. Yeah, I mean, like, they try and change their life around and come and teach our people to change their life around, right? Yeah, I mean, like, they actually standing for something. Yeah, I mean, like what are you doing? Like, what are you doing to try to stand for something? Who are you trying to lead? You know what I mean? Like, well, you are leading people, but you leading them to death, because you don't mind death coming to you. So, why not lead your brother or sister to death? That's the way you look at it as. But let's speak on these elders. The book of Matthew, chapter 9 and verse 17. Neither do men put new wine in old bottles, right? So this is the new wine, right? Which, it's not really new per se, in that particular type of context. Is new because it's being reintroduced. I mean, it's always, the truth always been in the earth, but it's been hid. I mean, and it's been forgotten, because why? We went into captivity. We forgot who we were, and we forgot the God that we serve, right? And the God that we serve is not the so-called white man, by the way, right? So we forgot the God that we serve, and now he's reintroducing himself, just like how Jay-Z said, let me reintroduce myself. The Most High God is reintroducing himself to his people, right? So this is why it refers to his word as new wine. But we know that this word has always been in the earth. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna read it again. Verse 17. Neither do men put new wine in old bottles. And there's a lot of bunch of so-called old heads out here. You know what I mean? Like bugged out, right? So neither do people put new wine in old bottles, else the bottles break, right? They're gonna break with all this understanding, right? And the wine runneth over, right? And all this knowledge come to nothing. Um, and the bottles perish, but they put new wine in new bottles, and both are preserved, right? So the Most High God is putting this wisdom and understanding that been hid for ages. He's putting it in younger people, right? Because they preserve this knowledge, they use this knowledge, they practice this knowledge, right? They try to obtain this knowledge, and they go and teach this knowledge. You know what I mean? Much better than a lot of older people could do. You know what I mean? Like, they just sitting around complaining about stuff. But a lot of younger people, they trying to make things happen, right? The book of Job, chapter 32 and verse 7. I say, they should speak, a multitude of years should teach wisdom. So the Most High God said that days should speak, right? If you've been on this earth a certain amount of days, he's saying that you should, he's saying that you should speak, right? You should be the one, that people is trying to hear speak. I mean, because wisdom should be coming from you. You know what I mean? So if you've been on this earth a certain amount of days, you should be the one speaking, not these younger brothers. You know what I mean? Because you should actually have built up a certain level of wisdom, but you haven't, right? I say days should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom, right? Verse 8. But there is a spirit in man, and there's a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Verse 9. Great men are not always wise, right? So these great men, these great leaders, you know what I mean, are so-called elders, OGs, old heads on the block. They're not really true elders according to God, right? Because they're not willing to show you the right way. They're willing to show you how to sell a pack, right? They're willing to show you how to make whores out of your sisters, right? They're not even going to try to show you, how to deal, in folly, or how to deal recklessly with these other nations. Like, you know what I mean? Like they put treating they sister, the black woman or Hispanic woman, they put treating her as a whore on high, rather than, I mean, than trying to deal recklessly with these other nation women. You know what I mean? But verse 9. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. And they don't understand judgment, right? So you can't even teach judgment when you don't understand judgment yourself. You don't even understand that a lot of things that you do, you in wrong for, and that the Lord can kill you at any time for doing. So you don't even understand judgment. You know what I'm saying? So how can you teach judgment when you don't even understand judgment, right? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, as me being a black man, yeah, I mean, it's 4th of July for me. Yeah, I mean, definitely, our Hispanic brothers. I mean, definitely the answer is no, right? I mean, but we know that our people ain't gonna adhere to it. So at the end of the day, moral of the story, right? Don't be a Sambo, right? Or a Mexican. You see that? So don't be that. I mean, and hopefully brothers and sisters, get edified. And so then, bid shalom till next time.